former Iranian diplomat, Mehrdad Khonsari, and he joins me now live from London. Mehrdad, thank you very much indeed for your time. It does appear that Iran is edging closer towards a bomb. How long do you think before they develop one?
Well, I think having enough material to make a bomb and making a bomb actually are two different things. I don't think anybody thinks that Iran could be in possession of a nuclear weapon for at least, a period of well over 2 years, if enough material, enough resources were to be concentrated in an effort to develop a bomb. The question all along has been to prevent a situation where Iran has access to enough amount of enriched uranium for achieving that objective. And that is yet to happen, although obviously as the discussions get more delayed and as the Iranian nuclear program progresses during this intervening time, then obviously the danger becomes a lot greater. But Iran is not imminently anywhere near having a nuclear weapon.
Sure, but it does appear that it is moving closer to that, for that to come to fruition. And I just wonder what is in that for Iran. I mean, it does nothing to help them in the negotiations, and surely it just puts any chance of getting that 2015 nuclear deal in jeopardy.
I think, conventional wisdom is that both parties want to arrive at an agreement, given the fact that, as you just rightly said, what is Iran going to do with a nuclear weapon, even if it has one, given the fact that the economic problems are mounting and it will not be able to get access to the kinds of funds that will become available to it in the event that an agreement is signed. And also the fact that, the only problem, I think, that is preventing the signing of an agreement right now is domestic pressures inside Iran and also in the United States. Some Iranians are suggesting that maybe they ought to wait until after the American elections, midterm elections, because then the situation will become clearer to Iran as to how long the United States is likely to remain with the new agreement. On the other hand, the Americans want to have an agreement before the midterm elections so that the Democrats have a better chance of getting more seats. These are the kind of things that are going on. But for Iran, the priority, I believe, I've said it all along, is that they are more likely to want to arrive at some kind of an agreement. And I think that these bickerings, especially about IAEA reports that are impending unless Iran cooperates, unless these things are brushed aside, and there is an incentive in wanting to get, to cross the line, I think, on the part of both parties. And so we just have to wait and see what the minor problems are that are holding things back.
And while we have you, Mehrdad, as a former diplomat, I'd like to ask you about this alleged cyber attack on Albania. Iran is so far denying any responsibility, although Albania and the United States seem pretty convinced that Iran is behind it. What's your assessment?
Well, I think that that may very well be the case, but as you know, and from your other reports, if in the event of any cyber attack, if diplomatic relations to be broken, then the US would have no relations with China or Russia going back in the, over the past 10 years. So that is really an excuse for other issues that was mentioned in your previous report. I think the fact that the Albanians are hosting a major dissident organization in their country, and the fact that that organization is receiving open, vocal support from key people. Former Secretary of State Pompeo visited the Iranian dissident group a few months back, and that was a very high-profile thing, highly provocative for the Iranian regime. And this has been brewing, for a long time. So this attack, the cyber attack, the so-called cyber attack, is just an excuse on the part of Albania to want to, in lieu of promises potentially received by the United States or others, to help them in other areas to put extra pressure on Iran. You have to bear in mind that Iran has not had, I believe, an ambassador in Albania for a long time. So the situation has been pretty bad, and this does not really make that much of a difference.
Mehrdad, we appreciate you coming on the News Hour. Thank you very much indeed. That's the former Iranian diplomat, Mehrdad Khonsari.
Thank you.